Alright, good morning guys. So we got up today and started working on our road here, our kind of makeshift road thing. There's a little spot, like I was saying, that's eroded and whatnot, so we filled that in, broke down some of the ridges and filled in the low spots, and I think it's good enough now. We can pull that 32 foot up here. It sits a couple inches lower than the other trailers. That's the problem. I should have had them put the axles in, what do they call it, under, I don't know. Right now they're over the springs, so you've got your loop. Well, here I can draw on the ground. You have your loopy spring thing. That does not work in any way. Anyway, you know how leaf springs look. They basically go from point to point on the frame, and then at about the middle of the spring, you normally would mount the axle underneath the springs. Well, what they do is they have this thing called drop axle, and the axle actually goes above the spring, so it ends up lowering the I don't know, ride height by about 3 inches or something, and it's supposed to make it more wind resistant, but aerodynamic, yes. Fortunately though, coming through here, we need ground clearance more than aerodynamics, and quite frankly, I don't imagine the few inches shorter makes much of a difference on a trailer that size and that weight, and whatever. I guess it's one of those live and learn things. I didn't really think about it, because the guy said, "Oh, you want drop axles?" I'm like, "Sure." It wasn't like I was actively like, "Oh, I need to have that." So I dug a little hole, probably about 8-10 inches around and a foot deep. Took about a half hour. It's mostly rock. It's all these little things, and it just goes down and down. It's actually kind of cool though, because as I kept digging, I kept finding roots down in there. So, not sure what exactly it was from. Oh, that was our Big Bend tag. Still there. Although we're going to have them put it over here a little further. Oh, dude. I don't know what this hole is from. Some scary rat or something. I don't know. It's probably going to pop out at me one of these times though. Keep going over there looking in the hole. So, yeah, actually I'm not sure. We should go look at that, at the 18 foot, and see how its axles are set up. It may just be that there's spacers or something. Oh yeah, those are drop axles as well. So it's not just that. I don't know then. Huh. Some reason it rides a lot lower. So, over here is, oh yeah, we got the boosters out so we can go for a ride in the desert, right? Over here is where I started digging. You'll see it's almost all rock. I mean, this hole's pretty small, and all that, all that rock and that rock came out of it. But like I say, it was interesting because, as I dug in, there was definite root systems and whatnot still in there. There's nothing around here right now, but I know occasionally you'll see a bunch of grass and whatnot popping up over here. So it's interesting because it's been pretty wet here, so you'd think that if there was going to be grass, it would have still been growing, but maybe it's just timed, well, whatever. Anyway, alright, I'm gonna go move that trailer. Just to give you an idea of just how heavy this trailer is, that jack, I'm not even picking the front end up. It's ridiculous. I'll probably break the handle off before it actually cranks it up. So I ended up putting a 2.5 ton jack underneath here. I think 2.5, whatever it is, big ass jack. And that lets me jack it up. It's one of those here hold my beer moments, I think. Jack's kind of precariously on there. Anyway, I got the truck all lined up now, so I dropped this thing onto there and then try to get these these trunnions on for the load distribution, and then we're gonna head up the hill. Alright, well, this is that little part that's kind of eroded away. We put some dirt in originally and thought that was going to be enough, but not quite, because we ended up digging our tail in back there. So I've been piling up a bunch of dirt here and hoping that'll lift it up. Actually, it's interesting, if you look at that front wheel, the back side of it's off the ground. That's where it was resting, and I drove up on that dirt. It hardly compressed at all, considering there's like 15,000 pounds of stuff in this trailer. Well, 10,000 pounds of stuff in a 5,000 pound trailer. Anyway, I'm gonna try to pull this thing forward and see if we can manage to get through here without dragging the ass end again. Haha! So it's up here. We just kept mounding up dirt, and it worked. We put a piece of 2x6 under it. I think Lisa took a picture of that. It snapped it like a twig. So anyway, but it did provide some support. Anyway, keeping it up 1.5 inches higher on the passenger side, which was already clearing, but just barely, so it gave it an extra little bit. So I'm thinking we're gonna tug it over here, park it next to the utility trailer, but we'll see. I think it's time for lunch now. So there's lunch. We got an avocado. Our burritos just got beans and a baked potato in it. I took one of the potatoes and just baked it. Yeah, it's a complete pigsty, but it's what happens when you only have well, basically a foot of counter space, and then you're using the sinks as counter because, well, you have to. I guess there's the stovetop too that I'm using as counter. You know, whatever. Anyway, so, and then these refried beans I really like because there's nothing in them but beans, salt, and water. So, anyway, this is lunch. See, just picante sauce. Made in Paris, Texas, yo. Anyway. And then I was kind of disappointed we went to Walmart. I was going to go buy, like, 100 bags of these damn things because they were 92 cents at the Walmart we were at. And then we went to the one in Fort Stockton. Not a damn thing. They had, like, so little selection there. Sad face. But whatever. Now I have to go up to Midland to get our IBC totes and stuff. And there's, anyway, some deals to be had up there, so I'm gonna go do that, and I'll buy a bunch of them then. So I don't know how long are these things supposed to be good for. I'm sure it's like forever. I don't know, 3 months. Well, maybe I won't buy 100 of them, 10 of them. We're gonna eat healthy. Stop it. All right, well, that's the end of our second day. We got the nice 32-foot trailer up and parked in its place. That's probably where we're going to leave it for a while. The plan is to do a movie up against it, and that'll be kind of fun. Didn't do a fire last night, but we got our fire going tonight. And tomorrow morning we're going to unload our utility trailer and run up to Alpine to pick up some lumber and build a small, like, I want to call it a shack, but a shed to put all our junk in from at least one of the trailers, and get ready to start building bigger buildings. Anyway, that's it for our second day. See you tomorrow. Bye.